Hello YouTube, this is Braden with Midwest Websites, your solution for business website design and search engine optimization. Have an old business website that you just can't find the time to update? Let us bring it into the modern age with a redesign in WordPress. Link in the description below. Now, if you've had your website for a long period of time, one of the trickier things to do with it is moving it either within the same hosting plan or to a different hosting provider. We've all had negative experiences with hosting companies at one point or another, so this is actually a pretty common occurrence, but if it isn't handled with care, it can cause some complications for your website when you're trying to bring it back online. So today I'm going to show you how to take care of one of the trickier parts of moving a WordPress website, and that actually involves changing the web address or domain name that is affiliated with it. Now, there are a couple different ways that I'm going to cover here. The first one that I'm going to cover is how to change it in the database, which is generally the preferred way to handle such a change. The second way that I'm going to go over after that is going to be how to change it in your WordPress config file. And the main reason that I'm going to go over that is there's a little extra information you'll want to know if you have a company like GoDaddy migrating your website, either between hosting platforms or from another provider to their hosting. So as you can see here, I've gone ahead and set up a cPanel. My root domain is example.midwestwebsites.com. I have actually set up an add-on domain for example3.midwestwebsites.com in the add-on domains area. And I've actually gone ahead and installed a WordPress website into example3.midwestwebsites.com. And we're going to jump over and have a look at its database. It's the only WordPress site that I have installed on the server currently. To get to the database, you'll want to go to the home page of your cPanel here. I am using a GoDaddy shared Linux cPanel platform. And we're going to go over to phpMyAdmin. Now, in phpMyAdmin, you're going to click on the name of your database here on the left-hand side, which is going to show you the standard array of WordPress tables. And we're actually going to go to the options table. Most WordPress databases are going to be named WP_options. Some environments may have a different prefix other than the WP_, so yours may look a little different from mine. That's perfectly okay. The main thing that you're going to be looking for is the table that ends with options. Now, there are two fields that we're going to want to update here in order to change the domain name for our WordPress website in the database. And I'm actually going to log in real quick so you can see where they correspond to in WordPress as well. So we're going to go to example3.midwestwebsites.com /wp-admin. We're going to log in. Must have just typed something. It's funny, I could have sworn that was my username. Oh, it randomly generated one. That was nice of it. Okay. Not a big deal. We'll just go ahead and update that real quick. This is a highly secured password. Give it some encryption so that it's at least a little difficult. And we'll jump back over and give this one more go. There we go. Alrighty. I just refreshed my page and it took the password this time, which is why you didn't see me type it out again. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and jump over to our settings, and then the general tab here. And we're actually going to be updating the WordPress address and the site address. As you can see here, these are actually grayed out in our settings. So we're actually going to go ahead and update them in the database, since we can't update them here in our hosting. Some hosting providers and some settings will not actually allow you to update these directly through the site or the dashboard. So this is going to be why we're going to go over that today. So we're going to go ahead and just jump over here real quick. We're going to edit the site URL field in our options table. And we're also going to look for the home field. And we're going to update that as well. Now, I've gone ahead and changed that. I'm not going to reload the page here because that is going to log us out of the dashboard since the domain is now not correct. However, the fields I updated correspond to this WordPress address and this site address. So if you have access to your dashboard, great, you can change the URL just right in here. But if you don't, for whatever reason, you can go into the database and update those two fields. Now, you can also work around this a little bit by going in and updating your WordPress config file in the file manager. So we're going to duck over there real quick, and I'm just going to go over how to do that. We're going to jump over to the example3.midwestwebsites.com folder that I installed my site to, and we're going to go ahead and click on wp-config.php. If you right-click it, you can go to the code edit option from the right-click menu. If you don't have right-click on your mouse, you can also go ahead and go to the code editor up here at the top of the page. Either will get you into where you need to go. And we're going to go ahead and click the edit button here in the little pop-up window. And as you can see here, I've actually gone ahead and put in the code already that we're going to be using. It's going to be these two lines here, right under the PHP in the first line here. And this is actually why those settings are grayed out. The config file has actually locked them because I've put these in here. This is generally not going to be your preferred way to go about making that type of change unless you want to prevent someone from going in and changing it in the admin dashboard. There are more elegant ways to handle that through user permissions. The other thing that you'll want to keep an eye out for, particularly with GoDaddy's website migration service, is their team will actually put these lines of code in to the config file. Their emails will tell you that they do this, but let's face it, a lot of us don't read GoDaddy's emails. So it's an easy thing to overlook if you're trying to go through the last steps to set a site live. So if you're having trouble getting the site to come up on the correct domain name, make sure to take a moment to duck over here and check to make sure that you've taken these lines out if you did a GoDaddy migration. And that's all there is to it. Like I mentioned before, you're going to want to go through the database in most cases if you're updating a domain name. This is just another common spot where you can go in and make modifications, and I'll make sure that the 2 lines of code are in the description below for you as well. And if this video has been helpful to you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps a lot and also helps get that information out to those who need it for how to maintain and update a WordPress website when complications arise. Thanks very much for watching, and have a great day.